Would you please introduce yourself, Father?
I am Father Stanislaus Philips. I belong to the congregation of the Oblates of Mary Immaculate. I am at present in charge of the shrine and also the administrator of the shrine, which is the main shrine in the diocese of Jaffna. Then I have been a priest for the last 47 years, and I am a religious in the same congregation for the last 54 years. I have been several places serving as administrator, especially in the shrines dedicated to our Blessed Mother. And the biggest shrine in Sri Lanka, which was Madhu, I was the administrator, and completing my term of office, I came over to Jaffna, and I was given this mission of, catering to the spiritual needs of the people of Jaffna and to build up this shrine, the Marian shrine, which is center of worship for all Christians in the diocese.
Father, what is your primary work in this shrine?
My primary work, when the shrine was entrusted to the Oblates, the main purpose of our shrine was to build up the spiritual life of the people. That was the essence, in a world that is full of consumerism, there's globalization, and you can see little by little the faith dropping off, people becoming going away from the church. And now we see the Oblates are given this task of rebuilding the faith of the community of the Diocese of Jaffna and to propagate the devotion to our Blessed Mother and to propagate the recitation of the family rosary in and around the diocese.
Father, why have the Oblates undertaken this ministry in this diocese?
I think it's fitting that the Oblates have taken over because the bishops, the different bishops of Sri Lanka, they always had the confidence if there was some task that had to be taken, and difficult task, they upon the congregations to take over the task of building and fostering and nurturing the spiritual life of the people. And especially our work among the different shrines has been our top priority.
So, Father, by undertaking this particular ministry, do you think the Oblates can contribute anything special?
I think that's the special charism of the Oblates. We are children of our Blessed Mother, and then it's our primary duty to foster the devotion of our dear Mother, who has been our patroness for the last 160 odd years. She has been protecting us, guiding us and directing the whole congregation. And the founder was very special when he wanted our Blessed Mother to be the patroness of our congregation. And it's right and fitting that the congregation was entrusted with this whole task of building up the shrine. It was dedicated to Our Lady of Good Voyage. Now this shrine was entrusted to the Oblates in 1995, and after I had completed my mission at the shrine of Our Lady of Madhu, I came over here, and then we really seriously took over the job of rebuilding this shrine. And our shrine is the only shrine now in Jaffna which is gazetted, recognized by the government, which attracts thousands and thousands of pilgrims, and whose feast we celebrate on the 15th of September.
Good, Father. Having worked in this place for so many years, would you like to say to your brother Oblates anything special?
What I would like to tell my brother Oblates is they are special children of our Blessed Mother, and their devotion to our Blessed Mother is a must. It's one of our priorities of the congregation. And the recitation of the Rosary should be part and parcel of our life, because prayer is the thing that sustains us as Oblates and help us in the mission, and we are able to receive immense graces through the intercession of our Blessed Mother. So I feel this shrine being entrusted to the Oblates was quite fitting, and it was the design of our blessed founder, and also the will of our Lord Jesus Christ together with his mother, that we religious should be able to do our mission of proclaiming the good news through these shrines, which are centers of spiritual life.
Father, you have told at the beginning that you have been a priest for 47 years. So it would have been a really rich experience to have an interview a person like you. So could you say something, the whole life of commitment to this religious life and priesthood and spirituality in common, something special that you acquired in your religious life all throughout?
I would like to always stress, the role that our Blessed Mother played in my life. Mm-hmm. As a baby, we were regular pilgrims to the shrine of Our Lady of Madhu. Mm-hmm. And at the age of 2, I too, together with our family members, were on our pilgrimage to Madhu, and then all of a sudden I think I was a little too greedy that I opened the flask, and the hot coffee that was in the flask spilt over my whole body, and I was burnt. And also was on the verge of dying. So they had to place me on a plant and leaf, poured honey over me, and the first thing that they did was they took me to the shrine of our Blessed Mother and said, now this is, if you want to have him, you can have him. Whatever your will is, we are ready for that. And that was the first miracle that our parents always told us, the miracle. And the scars are still there on my body even to this date. So that's the first miracle. Then from that day onwards, you could see how our parents were fostering our vocation, how she has been seeing our visits to different shrines, our family rosary, our family prayer. All these things helped us, to have some sort of idea, and I think that was the background where the Lord called me to join the congregation. And it was fitting, again, the faith of my parents were, we should offer him to the Lord. And on the 2nd of February, 1958, I was taken and I was initiated into the juniorate, the first juniorate that was there. And then, from there onwards, I pursued my studies. Then I went to the novitiate on the 15th of August, professed on the 15th of August, made my final commitment on the 15th of August. And then on the 21st of December, I was ordained a priest. Right throughout my journey, I could see that our Blessed Mother was accompanying me. Then after my obedience, the first obedience was given to me to go as a missionary to India, to lay the foundations for the Oblates of Mary Immaculate in India. And without any hesitation, I accepted the mission. And I am very proud to say today, India is a province, having over 75 members, oblates. It's the hard work of 2 of us who were the pioneers there, joined by a band of oblates from Sri Lanka, who built up and laid the foundation, and now the local clergy has taken over. Besides this, my special charism was, among the poor and the oppressed. And in '83, when there were the racial riots, when I returned from India, I was given the task of, rehabilitating these poor people. So we had to clear about 100 acres of land in Akkarayan, and then we started the first refugee camp, which was an OMI camp. In Tamil it's called Amadipuram, and we had about 75 families. We built houses, we had our school, it became a little village recognized by the government, and the land also was allotted to the different people so that they have this ownership, and we were co-journeying with this community who were the oppressed, the marginalized, and the people who were really suffering. Then after this mission, then I was entrusted, there was a request from the upcountry, Tamils, bishops especially, to cater to the spiritual needs of the Indian population working in the estates. And I'm proud to say I was the first person to take that challenge, and we were given a parish that no diocesan priest would like to accept, and that was Aputale, because it was troublesome. People were demanding, and it was very difficult. And when the bishop, who happened to be an oblate bishop, Bishop Edmund Fernando, he knew that the oblates would undertake this. And that's how we, the Jaffna province members, took over that great mission, catering to the needs of the Indian population. From there, of course, after 9 years, then I was given a transfer to the Diocese of Mana, to the biggest shrine in Sri Lanka, and the bishop requested me. I had no experience of running shrines, but then I knew our Blessed Mother was part and parcel of me, and I took up the challenge, and to the best of all those who entrusted this job, we had done a good job, and we built up the mission. In spite of this civil war that was prevailing, there were ups and downs, there were confrontations, there were failures, and in spite of all this, you could see the hand of our Blessed Mother still guiding me and the people of Madhu and the Diocese of Mana. So these are some of the great things that I can never forget in my life. And then I come after Madhu, then I find I just was ready, I was available to the provincial, and the provincial, at the request of the bishop, said, here we have another shrine that is neglected. So why don't you take with all your experience? So without any hesitation I have developed. It has turned out to be another little Madhu. We are getting all the inspiration from all these places, from all the shrines. I happen to visit Holy Land, Lourdes, Fatima, Rosa Mystica, different shrines of our Blessed Mother. And with the inspiration that I receive from them, I'm trying to inculcate all these things, the inspirations, into our little shrine to make it more meaningful and appealing to all the pilgrims and to build their faith.
All these works you have done as an oblate, no? So how do you feel that having a vocation in the congregation?
For me, I am very proud to be an oblate. Whatever the circumstances may be, I am a community man. I can never live alone. I always want people, so if there were no oblate confreres, I always had a little family, children, people who cater in the kitchen, people who are part and parcel of the liturgical movement, the lay people. So we had a little sort of a family, a community. So I always stressed that oblates have to be in a community, wherever. It may not be that they should all be oblates, but the lay folks can form a beautiful community, and that has been my source and my strength.